everyone, I'm Emily Francis and welcome to How to Mom TV. I don't know about all of you, but I had a really hard time trying to figure out how to properly swaddle my baby without it falling apart or my son trying to free himself from bondage. Well, it turns out I was just doing it all wrong. Board-certified New York City lactation consultant and former baby nurse Andrea Syms says that the way many people teach new parents how to swaddle really is not the natural position for your newborn, especially their arms. Here's a demonstration of how Syms says to do it properly.
The key to a good swaddle is that we don't want the hands here because this is where we get a lot of the battle. If we just let them be, it might be like this, it might be like this, it might even be like this, and you're just making a cocoon around that body. And it's all about getting the elbows close to the ribs just like they are now inside of you. So this is what we want. We wouldn't want the swaddle with the baby's arms starting at their hips. I call that cruel. So we want a really big blanket when we're swaddling a baby. We're gonna fold it in half. So let's put him right of center. And we want his shoulders past the straight line. Good, and the reason for that is because we don't want, once we start wrapping the fabric around his body, we don't want anything near his face. So we have the left side is longer, and that's the side that's gonna go completely around his body, kind of like a burrito, okay, but cuter, because he's inside. So we'll just observe where he puts his hands naturally. We're gonna assume he wants it right here because his elbow's already bent. The longer side comes around his body, doesn't have to be tight, just gently does it. And we're gonna just roll him to my left and make sure this side is nice and flat. We don't wanna bunch this up because then he's gotta sleep there. And that's not comfortable. So make it nice and flat. And again, because he's not hungry, he's pretty relaxed about the process. So you get him lying on his back with this part under his back and the right side open. All we're gonna do now is bring this side around and around until his body is completely encased in the wrap. That's it. We don't need to pin this, tie this, Velcro it, or nothing. We want his shoulders to show. And here are his arms right on his belly button. So I want you to think of this as a sweet pea tail. Remember Olive Oil and Popeye had a baby? And every time you saw an illustrated version of Sweet Pea, she was walking around with this long tail behind her. So think of that as a sweet pea tail, because ultimately when he sleeps on his back, in order to pass gas or poop, he needs to be able to raise his legs. And if we fold this up and he can't make that range of motion, he'll go from I'm asleep and needing to pass gas to I'm up and shrieking.
Andrea Syms says it's not necessary to swaddle your baby too tightly, but the reason they like to be swaddled is it reminds them of what it felt like when they were inside of your womb. Plus, there's also a reflex that when babies sleep on their back, they tend to flail, which could wake them up. So if you swaddle them properly, they won't flail and wake up, and hence you won't wake up as often. Thank you so much for watching How to Mom TV. If you have any questions for Andrea Syms please go to our YouTube channel, our website, or our social media channels. Have a great day, everyone.